You're not lazy, you're not undisciplined, you're not broken, but your cortisol may be. And if it is, it doesn't matter how clean you eat or how hard you even train. Your body will hold on to fat, your energy will tank, and you'll be wide awake at midnight, wondering why nothing is working. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly what cortisol is doing inside your body, and more importantly, what to do about it. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. It's made by your adrenal glands, and it controls almost everything in your body. Your energy, your fat storage, your blood sugar, your sleep, your testosterone, all of it through cortisol. In a healthy person, cortisol should be highest in the morning. It wakes you up. It gives you the energy to start your day. Then it should fall steadily throughout the afternoon, and by 9 or 10 o'clock at night, it should be low enough that melatonin can rise and you could actually sleep. That is a healthy pattern. Now let me show you what we actually see in the patients that come into the clinics. Now let's look at a dysregulated cortisol pattern. Flat in the morning, no energy to get out of bed, brain fog before noon, then it climbs in the afternoon, and then at nighttime, it spikes right when it should be falling. That's when you get the second wind at 10 p.m. That's when you can't shut off your brain. That's when you're craving sugar and carbohydrates right before bed. And here's what the spike's doing in your body. Fat storage. Elevated cortisol tells your body to store fat, specifically belly fat, visceral fat, the dangerous kind. Because your brain thinks you're under threat. And under threat, you store energy close to the core for quick access. It's a survival mechanism. It's just running at the wrong time. Next, high cortisol actually creates blood sugar dysregulation. Cortisol also raises your blood sugar. Even if you haven't eaten, it pulls glucose out of storage and it dumps it into your bloodstream. Again, because it thinks it needs to run. Over time, this creates insulin resistance, and insulin resistance means even more fat storage. It's a cascade. One thing that drives to the next. One thing drives to the next, testosterone suppression. The third thing cortisol does that almost nobody talks about, it suppresses testosterone. Cortisol and testosterone are like seesaws. When one goes up, the other one goes down. So if your cortisol is chronically elevated, your testosterone is chronically suppressed. Low energy, low drive, harder to build muscle, easier to gain fat. Sound familiar? So now let's talk about what causes this pattern. In my 25 years of clinical experience, I see the same drivers over and over again. Number one, chronic stress. Not just big stress, low grade, never-ending stress. Work, finances, relationship, kids, the news. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish. It just keeps producing cortisol. Number two, poor sleep. This is the one people underestimate the most. Sleep deprivation raises cortisol, period. High cortisol disrupts your sleep. It becomes a loop, and it's very hard to break without addressing both ends. Number three, blood sugar swings. Every time your blood sugar crashes, your body releases cortisol to compensate. That is why skipping meals or eating high sugar diets destroy your cortisol rhythm. Number four, overtraining. Exercise is a stressor. It's a good stressor when dosed correctly. But chronically overtraining without adequate recovery keeps cortisol levels constantly elevated, and it tanks your results. Now let's talk about how to fix it. This is the framework we use for patients whose cortisol is dysregulated. 3 clinical levers. Lever number 1, anchor your morning cortisol. Your morning cortisol should be high. If it's low, you need to signal your body that it's safe to wake up and be alert. 3 things that we prescribe. Get sunlight in your eyes within the first 30 minutes of waking up. Don't drink caffeine within the first 90 minutes of waking up. Let cortisol do its jobs first, then you stack caffeine on top of it. Eat a protein-forward breakfast. Don't fast through the morning. If your cortisol is already dysregulated, it'll make the blood sugar problem worse. Let's talk about lever number 2, the evening reset. The evening spike is a core problem for most of the patients that come through the clinic. You need to signal your nervous system that the day is over. That means no screens with bright light after 8 p.m., no high intensity training after 6 p.m. That's a cortisol stimulus right before you need cortisol to fall. We also use targeted supplementation, phosphatidylserine, ashwagandha, magnesium glycinate. These are not random supplements. They are clinically validated cortisol modulators. Restoring that balance is a key part of the protocol. Finally, let's talk about the third level, blood sugar stability all day. The fastest way to wreck your cortisol rhythm is to let your blood sugar swing all day. So every patient on a cortisol protocol eats on a consistent schedule. Protein and fat at every meal, no skipping meals, no high sugar snacks in between the meals. For some patients, we can add a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor, because when you can see your glucose in real time, you understand exactly which foods and behaviors are triggering cortisol spikes. It changes how people eat immediately. Cortisol is not the enemy. You need it. It's what gets you out of bed in the morning. It's what helps you perform under pressure. The problem is when it's running at the wrong time. Low when it should be high, high when it should be low. When that happens, no amount of willpower fixes it. Your diet fails, your sleep fails, your training stops working for you because the hormone driving all the systems is out of rhythm. Fix the cortisol and everything gets easier.